Okay, I'm Greg. I'm one of the pilots at CareFlight, and I also lucky enough to manage some of the helicopters, so I get to see all of our helicopter operations throughout the company. When I joined CareFlight in 2005, we were still looking nationally, but we were very centred in New South Wales. And we lost what we thought was our major contract, and that forced us to look at the other things we were doing around Australia. And one of those was to grow Darwin. And now I look to this time, we really got down to one aircraft at one point and maybe 50 people or 40 people. And now we're up over 500 people and I don't know how many aircraft, probably 18. But to see this operation, particularly in Darwin, and what we've been able to deliver to the top end in partnership with the government up here has been something that I've been really, really proud of. So obviously up here, you hear it in just about every documentary, it's remote. So we can fly for an hour and a half and not see anybody up here, which is impossible in New South Wales. So that brings different dynamics. We've got a much bigger helicopter up here, which allows us to fly a lot further because there's not enough fuel stops here like there is in New South Wales. But that remoteness also brings other challenges like communications, and it brings survival situations if we have to land, which we don't face in New South Wales or in the other states we operate in. So there are some very unique challenges up in Darwin. But the thing about Darwin is the variety of jobs that we get to do. Because it's remote and because people are they do a variety of such different things around here, we get to see a lot of different things every day, and that's really exciting for the pilots and the nurses and the doctors. Well, 2 days ago I did, we got called to a ship 140 miles offshore, and it was out over water, and we winched a patient off the ship there with the nurse going down to the vessel. And we got back from that, and straight away there was another job 140 miles the opposite direction, and that was out in the middle of Kakadu for a bushwalker. Now they're two very different types of missions, and even the distances, I mapped a helicopter job I did from here to Daly Water and back, and I mapped that in Europe, and that was London to Frankfurt in a helicopter for a patient. So those sorts of distances are really unique in the world. And if you get there and you can't find the people, then you've got to burn a lot of fuel looking for those people. So you really got to know where you're going before you launch if you can. That's the #1 priority. The wet season is particularly challenging for helicopters because unlike aeroplanes, we can't outclimb the storms. We don't have enough fuel and speed to go around them. So we have to be constantly aware of them. And the storms up here are not childlike storms. They are real storms and they do a lot of damage, and we've got to be very, very careful of it. For example, a simple lightning strike on most aircraft is a minor repair, but on the helicopter we fly, it'll be offline for 3 months. I think one of the other threats that we face a lot in the dry season is the dust. So 7 tonnes of downwash on the bull dust out in the Northern Territory creates this massive dust cloud that we can't land in. Often we get there, we can't find a landing spot anywhere out there. Even though it's flat and open, we actually can't land, and we have to sometimes winch down into the dust, which costs us much more fuel. So there's all of those things become threats. I think everyone should pursue whatever their dream is, and my sickness happened to be helicopters. But I'm really glad I did, and I think that would be the only thing I'd say. If you wanted to be an aeronautical or helicopters, then yeah, you should pursue it. But if you think you might want to do it, it's probably not the job for you. It's a job you've got to love. You're getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go and face some of these storms, then you should love what you do and love the people that you're going to get, because otherwise it's not for you.